on my way to Wally World to pick up some shelves for the game room because, well, I just want new shelves. I don't like the way it looks, so I'm gonna go trudge through the storm and pick me up some shelves. Okay, so this is my current setup that I have for where I play all my video games. I don't like the look of it. It just looks too bland. You have this empty wall right here and just clutter down here. It's just a big mess. I got weights down here. I mean, when was the last time I ever worked out? My Nintendo 64 stuff. And yes, I still have my Christmas tree up. Don't shame me. I know, January 20th now, and I still got the tree up. Ooh, I gotta take that down. But quickly, this is what I got to replace. I have these shelving units. $20, wait, $27, correction, $27 each. 5 shelf bookcase. They are about, well, this is the dimensions, if you can even see that. But one for this side, which will fit perfectly, and then the other one to get out of here, tree. I gotta take that down, so hopefully that'll be gone today. I'm going to spend my entire day building these shelves. Hopefully, well, hopefully I'll be able to get them up on each side, and I'll show you guys, so here we go. Wormys Playhouse, and it is January, in the midst of a big snowstorm here in New York, but it's the weekend and most of everyone is snowed in because the snow just came today and all the clouds are out. So I figured, well, what am I going to do today? What shall I do on this fine winter weekend? And something that I've been wanting to do for quite some time now is rearrange some of my gaming collection, just some of the shelves that I have up, because I have a lot of things, it's kind of just hidden away. I have some stuff in some bins, my main setup on some other walls. It's not the way I prefer it, because I like having all my games actually displayed art first, you know, the art cover facing forward, and sometimes you just can't do that, you know? The limited space that we all have, it's just hard to do. This is one of the main reasons why I only showcase this wall here behind me, because this is just what I'm actually proud of. It took me a while to just get it set up the way that I like it, but you know, because I have everything just facing forward, just nicely displayed. But where I play games the most, I was just not satisfied with it, so I really wanted to just rearrange everything, just make it really look nice and crisp and clean. And since I didn't have that much to do today, so I just had to go online and look for some shelves and just see what their going rate were. And you know, shelves are actually quite expensive. $100 for a big shelf unit, that's just too much. So I went on Amazon, I went on Target, and I finally settled on Walmart. I went to the Walmart website and I saw this perfect shelf. They're really tall and they're deep enough to hold a lot of stuff. That is key right there. So I had to get these shelves immediately. I figured, why not just go ahead and place an order for them, but unfortunately, you couldn't order them shipped to your house. They was only available for pickup in stores. So the site said that there was only 4 shelves left in stock in my local Walmart. So I figured, well, I gotta get there. I'll go through their snowstorm. And when I got there, you know, of course, there was just nobody in the stores. It was pretty much empty. But I did find the exact shelves that I really wanted, and they had plenty of them. I don't know why they said they only had 4 left, but I picked them up and I got them and I brought them home. And then today, I built them all and, well, I put them up. So I will still be doing Wormys Playhouse episodes right here. This will be my main location of where I film all my videos. But I'm really digging my new game setup, and I'm going to be doing, you know, new videos over there because it's just gonna be easier for me. I do like this setup. It just, you know, adds a little bit of variety to this channel. So here we go. in marbles. Hopefully I built everything properly. We'll find out, you know, it's not IKEA, and even IKEA furniture is meh, so I'm gonna lift it up and put it up against the wall. So let's see if this works. Oh, it's heavier than I thought. There we go. I actually set that fat now. There we go. And it should fit in nice and tight right here. This looks pretty good. Okay, down comes this tree. I don't need this. It's past Christmas. Christmas is over. Let's come down. So I just have to put the actual shelves up into the bookcase here, and then time for the fun part, filling out the collection of all my gaming goods. Wormys Playhouse setup. Finally, I have my gaming collection built the way that I prefer, just for me, because I'm looking at this all the time, every day when I'm playing video games. You know, I just had, the way I had it set up before, it just wasn't that neat looking. It was kind of just cluttered. I had some stuff displayed, but nothing major. You know, when you're spending hours at a time just playing a video game, staring at the screen, yes, primarily you'll be just watching the game that you're playing, but you're still looking at your surroundings. And I wanted to just be able to just, you know, look at something nice and just display everything proudly. So I'll do a quick little tour of everything. You know, right here again, this is just where I play my games. I'm sitting in my recliner, just, you know, staring up at this screen, playing hours of games. Then over here we have my Nintendo 64. This is my original 64 from when I was about 12 years old. So this came out a long time ago. Then we have some of the Nintendo 64 games. This is the cartridges. This is the gold version of Ocarina of Time, one of my favorite Zelda games. You know, it was a big change for the Zelda franchise. And we have Mario 64 here, another, you know, favorite. This was, I think, one of my first games on the 64. I have Mario Kart. Of course, gotta have some kart. That's always fun times. This was a good game. Extreme G. This was a racing game with motorcycles. It was really extreme. Turok, you can't go wrong with Turok. That's always a good time. And speaking of Turok, because you know, you had that, you know, first-person perspective, you know, shooter game, and you know, had some multiplayer on it. But the original multiplayer was GoldenEye 007. This was where it all started for those, you know, the multiplayer aspect of first-person shooter games. And moving down here, we have some of my Sega Genesis games. This is the actual console, and this addition on top is for the Master System. I know, it's a weird concept, but if you had here, this is the actual Genesis, and you take this, place it on top, and it just plugs right in, and now you can play your Master System games, which was the console that came out before the Genesis. So that was just really cool to have. Landstalker, one of my all-time favorite Sega Genesis games. This is a great game if you're a big fan of, action RPGs. This game I highly recommend checking out. Although it did have this weird isometric point of view with, and it had some odd jumping mechanics that it could be kind of difficult in the platforming, but it's definitely a great game. Sonic 2, arguably the absolute best Sonic game there ever is. Definitely a fan favorite, well, a Wormys favorite I should say. And then moving down here, we have my all-time favorite collection here is the Phantasy Star series. This series, I adore it. It was my first RPG, my first video game that I ever played. It all started here, Phantasy Star on the Sega Master System. And I just recently replayed it on the Nintendo Switch, and it was a great time. Although, back in the day, this took me over a year to actually beat. That's just how RPGs were back in the day. You didn't have any direction, and we didn't have walkthroughs like we do nowadays with the internet. But now, it just took me 10 hours to beat this game, so that's a huge difference. And I have Phantasy Star 1, 2, 3, and 4, although 4, it came in a different case. Came in a cardboard case, didn't come in this hardcover case, but I just, I printed out the cover, and so I just kind of made this just for the artwork, it's for my preference. And then I have some of my Sega Master System games. I still don't have everything out, but this is some of my favorites. Golvelius Valley of Doom. This is a great game. Again, another kind of like a platforming RPG, but it had two different styles. It was much like Legend of Zelda 2 Link's Adventure, where you would have this top-down perspective with the overworld map, and then when you went down to the dungeon, it would go to this side-scrolling perspective. But had two different perspectives, so it was just really interesting. It was very much like Legend of Zelda, but it was a great game, Golvelius. I love the music, so I really wish they would bring this series back, but unfortunately they probably never will. And then Spellcasters, this is a great game. It's a challenging game. Again, another platforming RPG game. I know a lot of these games back then, they kind of mixed some of the genres, although they're still doing that today. But Spellcaster was a game that I remember playing with my father and my brother when we were young, especially during the holidays, and it was just a great time beating this game, especially getting to the end level when all of a sudden the whole game would change to this top-down perspective and you're flying through the sky trying to get to the end boss, so great time here. Some others, we have Zillion 2, this is a great game. We have Shinobi, you gotta have a Shinobi in your collection. Double Dragon, this game, my brother and I played this game all the time, and I remember getting to the end, and we'd have to just beat each other up, and whoever won, well, would get the kiss from the girl. And then Psycho Fox, well, this Fox is definitely Psycho. It's a good game, though. Then down on the bottom, I have some of my Sega CD games. This was in my early teens, along the same time that the N64 released. This is the JVC XI, so it's a third-party console. Look, I have Sonic CD in there. This is the best game on the console. So you could play actual Sega CD games, and right here, you could stick your Sega Genesis cartridges into this console. You can still play both Sega CD and Sega Genesis. Like I said, Sonic CD, definitely one of the best games on the Sega CD platform. It's just a great adventure, great platforming game. So if you like Sonic, you're a big fan of it, this is probably one of the last best Sonic games. And Popful Mail, this is another RPG, platforming RPG. Again, they're mixing the two different genres together, but this game, this is actually a pretty pricey game. I wouldn't want to say rare, but it is expensive. This game, I believe it sells for almost $300, so that's a lot of money just for this game, and this is my original copy of Popful Mail. Then over here, again, I get to proudly display another one of my favorite series is the Ys series. Again, this goes all the way back to the Sega Master System. Most of my favorite series are just the games that I played as a young little lad. The games that I first got my hands on, those are the games that I just have all that nostalgia for and memories of. And this is where it all started, Ys the Vanished Omens. Now this is actually a two-part game. This is the first part of the series, and then there's Ys Part 2. And I have here the actual anime. Yes, they made an anime for the Ys games, and I actually gotta say that this anime is really good. This actually stays true to the games very well. I have a couple of the Ys soundtracks. If you like video game music, definitely check out the Ys soundtracks. They have such phenomenal music. Of course, I got the new Ys 8 Lacrimosa of Donna for Nintendo Switch, and I got the limited edition, so I do have the box set here. You have Adol, and you have Donna on this box set. There's a lot of stuff that comes in this little package, so that's a great thing, including this little sword. So this is a replica sword from the game. This is actually a letter opener for right now. It's not that sharp, but it's just really great to have just as a little collector item. Here is the Ys art book. This is the art book for all the video games in the actual Ys series. I'm a big fan of art books. I love these all types of books. They have all this great artwork in here. Then moving down here, we're on to one of my newest favorite franchises, is Xenoblade Chronicles. Yeah, Xenoblade Chronicles 1 all the way back from the Nintendo Wii. This was a great game, a game that was hard to come by because it was a GameStop exclusive. I didn't play this until the Wii U was out, and that's where I played it on my Wii U console. Then moving on from Xenoblade Chronicles 1, we have Xenoblade Chronicles X. I really wish that they would actually port this game over to the Nintendo Switch. It is a very fantastic game, although unfortunately it just didn't get that much love being on the Wii U, but hopefully they will bring it to the Wii U. And then Xenoblade Chronicles 2, of course, you have number 2 and you have the DLC, Torna the Golden Country. I love this. This new game is so amazing, but Torna, it really blew it out of the park for me. And of course we have the Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Pro Controller. Of course, if you're gonna play the game, you gotta use the Pro Controller. And we have the original soundtrack for Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I believe this has something over 200 songs. This is like a 5-disc collection, so it's just really great to have all of this music here in one disc. Again, I had to have this imported from Japan, so it wasn't for release here in the States, but if you go to playasia.com, you can get anything imported over here, and it's not that expensive. A lot of great deals. You just pay for the shipping, and shipping is not that unreasonable. I think shipping was like $9 on this item, so that's pretty good. And then, of course, we have to display the Legend of Zelda. On my main wall, I have my Legend of Zelda, you could say shrine if you will, but right here are some of the games what I love. Of course, everyone's favorite Skyward Sword. It's on the Wii, it's not really one of my favorites, but it's the Gold Edition, although everyone had the Gold Edition. I think they only made that. You have Twilight Princess HD. This was a remaster for the Wii U. This came out on the GameCube, and I think the Wii, I think it was a double release if I'm not mistaken, and then they remastered it in HD on the Wii U. It's a great game. I definitely recommend checking it out. You have Hyrule Warriors here. Again, of course, I have it on the Wii U and the Switch. I double dip because it's a great game. We have Breath of the Wild, but I have to represent that. I have this on the Wii U as well, because why not? I double dipped on everything. The Legend of Zelda complete TV show from the 90s. If you remember that, remember the Super Mario TV show? Well, we have the Zelda show. Excuse me, princess. That was a famous line. I'm sure you're wondering what's going on right here. Of course, Legend of Zelda Converses. Although I don't really know if this is an official Converse, but Legend of Zelda shoes. Have you ever seen such a thing? I don't remember where I got it, so I can't link this down below. But, of course, Zelda shoes. And then, of course, we have one of my newest gaming consoles, is the Sony PS4. I finally got that system this year, 2018, back during the Black Friday sale event. But it's so great getting to finally be able to play all these great games on that console, especially for a great deal. Many games like God of War, I got for $17. The Last of Us, another great game, I got for $20. You have the Horizon Zero Dawn. This is a fantastic game. I love this game. $15 for that game. We have Shadow of the Tomb Raider. This is the Steelbook collection, so this is really nice to have the limited edition Steelbook, and it has this nice artwork for the sleeve here. The Witcher 3, I just picked this up. This is the newest game I got. This was $16 at Walmart. So this is another big adventure that I'm gonna be excited to jump into. Uncharted 4, again, $18 for this game. Such a great deal. My buddy on Twitter, Grayson Nomad, he's the one that keeps recommending this game, this whole series. So I'm gonna jump in at number 4, and then I'll go back and play the others. I know I'm playing them out of order, but at least I'm getting it to it. We have the Dragon Quest Heroes games, number 2, and we have number 1 here. And of course, Spider-Man. I got the Spider-Man, the PS4 Spider-Man Slim bundle. And then we have some more Switch games here. I got Switch games down here, Switch games back there, Switch games over there. But Octopath Traveler, that was one of my favorite RPGs from 2018. Actually, that was my best RPG of 2018. Monster Boy and the Cursed Kingdom. I've been talking about this game a lot. Definitely worth checking out. Then I have a whole stack here. You got Dragon Quest Builders. We have Yonder the Cloud Catcher Chronicles, Code of Princess EX, Tales of Vesperia. That's the newest game that I've been playing. We have Knights of Resort 2. We have Captain Toad, Treasure Tracker, Attack on Titan 2. That was a great game. Just ziplining through the city and just slaying giant titans. Adventure Time Pirates of the Enchiridion. I haven't played it yet, so maybe I'll eventually. I don't know. I haven't heard great things about it. And Galgun 2. How'd that get? So here we have the newest console that I'm playing, of course the Nintendo Switch. We have the Smash Brothers Pro Controller. I love this. This is totally legit. Again, the Xenoblade Chronicles 2 controller, and of course, you gotta have the GameCube controller. You can't play Smash without this. So we have the Nintendo Switch, the Sony PS4, and the Wii U. I still have my Wii U, but still a great console. We have the Smash Ultimate Collector's Guide. We have the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Creating a Champion book. I love those hardcover books. Night Runner. This is a great album right here. You gotta check them out. If you like that new wave style music, look at how cool this vinyl is. It is so beautiful looking. Just look what this is, the splattered paint on this. You got Smash Brothers, of course. This was a fantastic game on the Wii U. Shovel Knight, that's was a surprise game. Great platformer, definitely check it out. It's on Switch. All these games are on Switch, except for Mario Maker. That is still the one game that has not come to the Nintendo Switch, although hopefully soon. We did just get new Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe for the Switch. We got Mario Kart 8 on the Switch, but Super Mario 3D World, that is the one Mario game that hasn't came to the Switch, and I really hope they do, because you get to play as a cat. How cool is that? We have Paper Mario Color Splash, we have Kirby and the Rainbow Curse, Bayonetta 2, and then this came with Bayonetta 1 as well, so that's just a great collection to have. We have Splatoon, that's great. We got Splatoon 2 now on Switch. You have, not gonna talk about it. Snoopy's Grand Adventure, I don't even know why I have that game. That just shows you how desperate we were for games on the Wii U. Darksiders 2, that did come. I didn't play it that much, but it was a fun game. Batman Arkham Origins, that is a great game. I love the Batman series. And Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate. Then some Wii games, we have Metroid Prime 3 Corruption. This was a great Metroid Prime game. We have Super Mario Galaxy, I enjoyed that a lot. The Lord of the Rings, the Lego Lord of the Rings, and Epic Mickey. What a disappointment. And the last item I'll showcase today is the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild soundtrack. This is such an amazing thing to have. Again, this was a Japan import only. I don't believe, maybe they were selling it here in the US, but it was just very limited and hard to get, so I got it on PlayAsia.com. You may be able to still get this. So this is just one collector's item from Breath of the Wild that I'm really glad that I do have. So that is my new gaming setup that I have. That was just a little bit of a tour. I haven't done a tour video in a very long time, so I'm due for an update. So this is my new setup. This is just what works for me. You know, I don't really consider myself a collector, although it may seem like I really am, but I'm really not. There are tons of games and just game items that I would love to get, but you just can't get everything, you know, mainly due to, you know, money limitations and limited space. So every now and then you just have to reinvent yourself, reinvent your gaming collection, and just, you know, kind of expand a little bit. And this will constantly be an evolution. I'll constantly be updating it. You know, all the new games that we'll be releasing, I'll be filling up the shelves even more, and I'll be rearranging everything. So let me know what kind of gaming collection that you have. How do you like to store your games? How do you display everything? Do you have stuff tucked away in bins like I had for many years? Do you have them displayed on a shelf? You know, how do you have all your games set up? So thank you for joining us today for another episode of Wormys Playhouse, and please like, comment, and subscribe, and follow me on Twitter, and we'll see you again in another episode. We'll see you then. Bye!